It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Okay, we're pleased now to begin our top 12 driver press conferences for this weekend at Richmond International Raceway. And as he does so many times for us over the course of the season, Jeff Burton will be our leadoff. Jeff drives the number 31 AT&T Mobility Chevrolet. For this third straight year, he has locked up a spot in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Congratulations, Jeff, on that. He's currently fifth in points. He's got 1 win, 4 top 5s, 11 top 10s. And here at Richmond, he's been very, very effective. 1 win, 7 top 5s, 12 top 10s, and a pole. Jeff, you're guaranteed a berth in the chase, but I know you like racing here, so I'm sure you'll be going for that win tomorrow night. What's your strategy going to be come race day?
Well, we have the luxury of being able to come here and I don't want to call it a test, but it gives us a chance to try some stuff that we normally would be afraid to try, and that's what we're going to do. We've got some ideas, some stuff we've been testing and trying, and have a little bit of faith in it. Not a whole lot of faith, but a little bit, and we're just going to be trying some stuff. We've got this racetrack isn't the same as New Hampshire by any means. It isn't the same as Phoenix, but it is it has some similarities to those two tracks. So we're here to number one, try to win the race, and number two, try to make it so we can run better at those racetracks coming up in the chase, and that's a luxury that we have. Thank goodness. It's I came here 2 years ago in a situation where Clint's in, and that's tough. I mean, that's a lot of stress, and it's fun, but it's a lot of stress, and it's nice to not have that be in that position. So we're here just to try to win the race and try to learn and be better for the future.
All right, we'll take questions now. We've got wireless mics with David Talley and Jay Rand. So raise your hand, state your name, affiliation. We'll start over here.
Hi, Jeff. Tom Jensen, SpeedTV.com.
I see you.
Is there anything, being from Virginia, and I know this is one of your favorite tracks, is there anything to having a home field advantage for a track like this from being in this area?
Well, I don't know that there's a physical home field advantage. You don't get to practice here more or anything like that, but it's certainly an emotional advantage. There's there's something special about racing in your hometown track. There's racing in front of the fans that have watched you since you were 10 years old race. I think that's really cool. I think it's I was able to come here as a kid and watch races, and I've seen the track change. Never raced on the old racetrack, but I did race at a late model race once here, but I never raced a cup car on the old track. But to see the track evolve and become what it is now, it's really, I think this is the best racetrack on the circuit. I'm not saying that because we're here. I really believe that. It's good racing. You never have a boring race here. The fans all have good seats. I think it's the best combination of the track being big enough to race on, but being small enough to put on great races. And the fact that it is that kind of racetrack, and the fact that I am from Virginia, those two things, it does mean more.
We'll go Jim, then Ed. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jim Pelly with the Kansas City Star. Jeff, what is Clint going through tonight? I mean, did you sleep? Were you nervous? Did you eat? What's he going through?
Well, everybody deals with things differently, so I don't want to say what Clint's going through. That's what's important to remember, that the reason that you're in this position is because you and your team are pretty good. And it's important to remember that if you go out and do your job, and the result, it doesn't yield a result, then you didn't choke, you didn't screw up, it just didn't work out for you. So you can't worry your way into a championship, you can't stress your way into a championship, but you can sure worry yourself and stress yourself out of one. And I think it's important just to kind of relax about it. Don't look at it as the world coming to the end if you don't make it. Look more at it in the frame of mind that if you do make it, how great of a thing that'll be. And there's a huge difference in those two attitudes. So Clint's really upbeat. I talked to Clint earlier this week a couple times. He's really upbeat. If there's any racetrack that you were coming to in the situation he's in, this is the racetrack that they'd want to be coming to. So he's upbeat. He's excited. He feels good about it. Those are the things I'm hearing from Clint. And I believe him. He loves this racetrack, and he believes this is the strongest part of his team is this kind of racetrack, and he feels like there couldn't be a better place for him.
Ed?
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Jeff, you were talking about Richmond being the best racetrack, and a lot of people agree with you. I've developed this theory, too, and see if you agree with this, that Richmond, because of so much tension, people trying to get in, and because it becomes such a focal point, that Richmond may just be more of a focal point of the season than any one chase race with the exception of Homestead itself. Do you think that Richmond's become such a focal point that it's just kind of a world on its own, and maybe one or the other chase races don't have near as much attention as this one thing?
Well, this is the same as this is the same. We're in a political season. This is the primaries. This is the last weekend of the playoffs. This is, that's what this is. It's this is your last opportunity to get yourself in the championship hunt. There's a lot riding on it. So the focus all comes to this race because it's the last one. It will be the one that will be the final determining factor of who gets in and who doesn't. The reality of it is it's 1 of 26. That's the reality of it. But you can't, it's hard to look at it like that because this one race, all those other races are done, so this one race means everything. There was I know earlier in the, as we wound down the regular season, can I say regular season now? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay.
That's good, Jeff.
I like playoff. I like the word playoff, but there was talk about the racing not being as good because you had people that were afraid to race. If you really focus on what this race is, I think we have 7 of the top 12 that are pretty much in, and things have to go really badly for 1 or 2 more. The majority of the field by far is in the position to just go race and win. I mean, we are benefited a great deal more by winning the race than we are finishing third this week, as is the guy that's 16th in points. So, I think that racing actually picks up a little bit.
Good question here. Then we'll go to the back. Then we'll come to Nate. Go ahead.
Hi, Jeff. Tom Brandt with Mechanicsville Local. As your adjustment continues with the COT, talk a little bit about your comfort level with the setups and more specifically the integrity of the tires on a flat track like this.
Well, the tires have been really not been an issue on the flat tracks. We really hadn't seen much tire problem the way I remember it. The COT thing, it's difficult. I mean, last week's a good example. We in the first race practice last week, I thought we were the best car on the racetrack. We ran 16th in the race. I mean, we went from in the 24 hours, well, a little more than 24 hours, we went to having the best car on the track to being lucky to finish in the top 20. So that's what the car tomorrow gives you. It's it's really easy to find your way off center. It's really easy to get off track. I raced Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart all night last week for 15, 16, 17. I mean, that's pretty tough company. So in a nutshell, that's the car tomorrow. It's difficult. It's hard. But, it's the same for everybody. The 48 did a better job, but it is a challenge.